Hey, everybody, last month of the year. And if you're getting serious about starting nutrition coaching or growing your coaching business, I'm sure you're starting to think about what needs to happen and the plans that need to be in place and everything you need to think about and execute on. I'm going to share today with you everything I know about getting nutrition coaching started. A few things before we dive in. I'm going to do a big giveaway of our entire nutrition coaching system. From this call and anyone watching the replay. So how it's going to work is if you ask a question about nutrition coaching, I would like to make this like, a dialogue and back and forth. Those tend to be the best live videos. So drop in the chat a question you have about nutrition coaching, and that's going to count as 2 tallies in the raffle that I do. If you're watching the replay, you can do the same thing. It'll be 1 vote, 1 tally. I'll put everything in tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. my time. I'm going to raffle off our entire nutrition coaching system and send it over to a lucky participant. So I appreciate the engagement and support. If you guys are serious about nutrition coaching as well, tomorrow at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, I'm going to be putting on a nutrition coaching open house. If you guys remember, from high school, if you got to decide between high schools or even going to university or anything like that, like before, starting an educational opportunity, you get to go to an open house, ask questions, see if it's right for you, all that type of stuff. I'm putting one on tomorrow. We have about 5 spots open, and we're also going to do an exclusive never before bonus for our program that'll include a discount and some other things. So it's worth a listen to come check it out. Let me drop the link for that in the chat. And again, there's only 5 spaces left. We capped this at 30 spaces, but here's the registration link. Come check it out. But we're talking, honestly, go sign up for that. Come back to the video. We're talking start nutrition coaching today. So if you guys are on the live video, I see quite a few of you tuning in. If you're brand new around here and you're into nutrition coaching, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. That makes these videos go further. But what pressing questions do you have about this stuff to get it started? I know personally, after working with hundreds of nutrition coaches to help them get this stuff started, usually people have a baseline level of the science of nutrition and what they need to give clients. They basically know everything they could give clients, but they don't know how to deliver it in a step-by-step way. They don't know what to focus on. They don't know what to start with. They feel like they have all this knowledge. They just don't know what to do with it. So we could talk about some coaching systems and what to focus on. In the Dr. Mark method, we call that structure and habits. Hey, awesome. Thanks so much, Wealth is Health. You got to remind me of your first name. I know it's in the back of my mind because I know you've been, honestly, I think you've been a part of the channel and following along since we were at 50 subscribers, and now we're close to 8,000. So Fred, thank you, Fred. Thanks for buying the book. And I'm happy to share more. Ask me a question here. Question for you. What do you, I'm going to wait a second as it's coming. I'm sure you're typing along. I know, Fred, I believe you're in a government position and got a cushy job. I wouldn't say cushy job. A secure job that's doing great things for people, but you've always been passionate about health and nutrition. That's what I remember about you. So I'm glad to hear you keeping at this and sticking with it, but I'm excited to hear this question come in. I'm kicking myself for saying cushy. That's not the word I meant. I meant secure, reliable, well-paying. Looks like we got a question coming in though. But that would be the biggest thing. As Fred types out his question here, I think a lot of people, they just don't know what to do with the information that they have. How this ends up appearing from a client perspective is it gets a bit confusing because you give clients all the things that they could work on. It's almost like here's a textbook, here's the things that you could work on, instead of it being here's specifically what you need to get to the next level. And to me, that's what coaching is all about, right? It's about focus and removing the noise and distraction around what people need to do, not adding more to that. In the Dr. Mark method, we like to set up our coaching around, okay, we want to know what an individual wants to accomplish, specifically their goals. nutrition coaching, body composition, performance, overall health, that type of stuff. It is quite cushy. That's fine. Okay. That type of stuff. So you need like a structure around the nutrition, the objective components, and control for those, or they won't be able to get results. So that means assessing what they're doing now, setting them up on some sort of checks and balances and system around calories and macronutrients, and give them targets. That's not to say that like that's all they need to be doing is tracking what they're eating and that type of stuff. But within that structure, we like to start to fill the structure with habits and action steps. And that's what they actually should be doing. So that's how we want to set it up. Okay. So Fred asks, you remember very well. Great memory. I appreciate that. What do you deal with clients who struggle with low motivation? Yeah, I think the biggest thing with motivation is always tying it into what someone wants. Like someone typically doesn't want, they come to work with you and they want a result, but that result is usually tied to something bigger. There's something bigger that's driving them, something that's motivating them. We like to call it their North Star, right? In terms of what they're focusing on and what's it going to give them. Example, like, a grandparent comes to work with you and they want to lose some weight. It's typically, they don't want to lose weight. They want to lose weight so that they can cruise around with their grandkids and be high energy the entire day. So when things get tough and they're lacking motivation, we want to ideally already have this collected and get a sense of what it is, but we want to remind them of that and put that at the forefront of our discussions and why we need to be doing certain things. Because especially at this time of year, everyone's got tons of things going on. Everyone is super busy, but if we could focus on why they need to do certain things and deliver it in a way that's about them and they can see why it's in their best interest to do it, because that's what they signed up for, that's what I would focus on and kind of go from there. Hope that makes sense, Fred. Jen says the holidays are so busy is it better to start promoting yourself in January? You recommend starting as soon as possible. I don't want to start, stop. So I'm wondering if January is the best time. Also, I have an Instagram account started for my fitness business, but it's stagnant. Do I start fresh or just keep going? The best time to start promoting yourself is without a doubt now. Ideally, you become consistent with it and put yourself out there in a way that you can sustain and keep doing. But in my experience, the stuff that you need to document and put out there is already all around you. You got to go into like documentation mode, and the stuff that you push and show up doing shouldn't take you all that much time. You just need to like start doing it. So my advice for you is without a doubt, start now. Don't wait until January. People are still thinking about this stuff, even if they are a bit preoccupied with health, with the holidays and with what's going on, like without a doubt. I think we talked about this in our group coaching call on the Dr. Mark Method yesterday. I think one of the smartest things you can do when everyone zigs, which is like everyone stops focusing on this, like coaches think no one's going to do this stuff, I should just wait, is zag without a doubt. Show up more, post more stuff. It might be, not the easiest thing to sustain, but that's where the riches are, is where, when people aren't willing to do hard things. So I would start right off the bat. For those of you guys that are jumping in the live here, we're talking about starting nutrition coaching, diving into things. If you want to, I'm going to raffle off our entire nutrition coaching system. Ask a question and you're going to be in the raffle. Fred, just circling back to your question too. No problem at all. Sometimes reassurance is all you need, but that big picture why is what you need to put at the forefront in your discussions, as well as like, I think a lot of us get into this stuff because we care and don't want to be confrontational or tough. But there's a certain point where we also need to remind people why they've done this stuff and why they've come to us and why I wouldn't say they need to do it, but why no one's going to help them outside of them doing the work. So there's a time and a place for a little bit of tough love as well, depending on who the individual is, but I'd go for it. Jen, I also have an Instagram account I started for my fitness biz, but it's stagnant. do I start fresh or keep going? That's one of those things where there's differing opinions on it. If it's like completely stagnant and not growing and you're not getting any views, and there's not much, I wouldn't say salvageable, but there's not tons of followers already, there's no reason why you can't start a new one and then push people in that direction and kind of go from there. Okay, now John says, thanks, John, for tuning in. And I'm going to start a list here, guys, because I'll never remember all these things. We got, you know what? I'm old school. I'm going to talk to Tanya, a good question about tracking your clients, but I'm going to talk right here. Or I'm going to talk about tracking system. I'm going to go old school and just write these names down. I got Jen Messier, John Stroud, Fred from Wealth is Health, and Tanya. Perfect. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Also, if you guys want to come to that open house too, we're talking about our nutrition coaching program. Get registered tomorrow. It's going to be a great bonus within the session. So come check it out. John says, hey man, much appreciative of the work you're doing. Do you have any advice on getting more clients in the door without coming off as begging? I truly have a passion for what I do, but I'm struggling to get more clients to keep my business up and running and want to genuinely help people's lives and change lives. This is the situation so many of us find ourselves in, especially when we're passionate about stuff. But if you feel like you're begging, like it's definitely the wrong energy, right? It's one of those things where if you feel like you need the sale or you want it more than other people do, they're going to perceive that they're not going to be the greatest clients. They probably won't convert, like all of those things. I think the anecdote to all of this is it truly is a marketing problem, which is you need to get people curious about what you're up to and seeing the value of what you do and not the opposite way around. You need to be up on the pedestal. You need to be the one that people are searching out and seeking out for help. And honestly, in my experience, the remedy for this is focusing on the results that a specific type of person is after. People will do crazy things, both financially, as well as effort, energy, all that stuff to achieve a result. And if you can focus on understanding better what they want and what will it give them and talk about those things, you'll start to attract people that will pay you for your services. So that to me is this whole marketing process. It's getting a better sense of what people want and presenting in a way that's clear and easy to understand, and then giving them like incentivizing taking the next step. And it usually comes down to they're certain that they're going to get a result. And that's because you have confidence, you have a proven track record, all of those things. And if you can communicate that effectively, you'll have no problem getting clients. Hope that makes sense, John. If you guys are digging the answers here, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow. Thank you, Fred, for the kind words. Let's keep going here, which is no problem, Jen. Glad you enjoyed the answer. Glad it's helpful. John says, just to follow up, I just want an opportunity to get more chances helping clients. I only have a few that just started out with me. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, John, is especially as you're getting going, and this, applies to everyone. It applies to me without a doubt. Like even as like social media grows and the channel grows, the people that are going to go down this path with you, invest in this stuff, they're already all around you. You need to be persistent with them and kind of go from there. Some of our best students in the program right now are here and only here. Like some of the coaches that are absolutely crushing it, and they love us. They're like, this, I'll never leave this community. It's the best thing I ever did. It's because I was persistent and didn't give up on them. That's part of your job, is these people that do express that, once you get good at marketing in terms of like, do you have these problems? Do you want this result? Raise your hand. Once they have identified that they want help, just stay on top of them. Keep asking them if they're interested in that result. Good things will happen. Tanya says, can you start promoting yourself before we're certified? Awesome. Glad to hear, Fred. Check out the book. I'll absolutely stay in touch. Can you start promoting yourself before getting certified? My biggest struggle is getting systems in place. Do you have a preferred platform for tracking clients? The thing that you got to remember about a lot of this stuff is from start to finish, the process of starting up with working with a client, it's going to take probably, like, ideally, it happens in a week, but it could take longer than that, right? You start talking to someone, you go to this stuff. You always got to start earlier than what you want. Earlier, like, just because you're not certified doesn't mean that you can't start the process of saying, I am getting certified, or I am taking this next step. And I am going down this path. So those are those things that, like, I would start doing as soon as I could, Tanya. Just drawing attention to the fact that you are a coach, are becoming a coach, are passionate about helping people. Here's my own story. This is what I focus on, that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of things you can do in the meantime. Tanya says, I'm so excited to hear more tomorrow. I've been watching for enrollment to open up. Got a special surprise for you tomorrow. And you'll hear more information tonight when I send out an email blast about how tomorrow will go, but we will give you everything you need to get started and keep going. Takuma says, I'm just starting out. How are you? I'm great. Thank you. Tuesday morning, 11:22, talking with a bunch of people about nutrition coaching, which is amazing. This stuff lights me up. So I'm glad you guys are here. I'm plagued by imposter syndrome or doubt, but trying to work with friends to gain confidence. It's the best place you can start. Remember, the people that will go down this path with you, the friends that are going to go down this path with you, they already see you as the person that can help them. You've already gotten the job. That's not to say that you're not going to try hard or that kind of stuff, but use that as a vote of confidence around, like, I am this person. I am the coach that people are going to look to. I don't need to be an expert yet. I might not even need to be an expert ever, but I will work towards being the type of person that can help people. But just know that these people are already looking to you. Like, you already got it. This pumps me up because, Takuma, like, the reason why I teach this stuff is that the people in your circle, they haven't reached out to me yet. They don't know who I am. They aren't going to know who I am, even if I get great at what I do, but they know who you are, and they already see you as the person that can help them. So you owe it to them to just show up as your authentic self, not being quote unquote right or perfect, but just being helpful. And that'll help you build confidence to become the coach you can be and overcome some of that doubt as you get started. No problem, John. Glad it was super helpful. Fred, we'll catch you on the next one. Our program is great in terms of mentorship, accountability, support, all of those things. What other questions you guys got? So I got Tanya, Takuma. I'm writing down some names because I am going to, again, if you're watching the replay of this, amazing. Drop a question down in the comments. And I'll get to it later, and I'm going to do a raffle for our entire nutrition coaching system. I'll do that tomorrow morning. So, which is going to be Wednesday, December 11th at around, like, probably 10 a.m. Tanya, Takuma, awesome. What other questions you guys got? Just because you asked one doesn't mean you can't ask a second either. Let me know. If you're tuning into the channel for the first time, thank you. If you're new around here, I'm Dr. Mark. I've been a nutrition coach for the last 12-ish years. I spent most of my energy in the last 6 years developing our nutrition coaching certification program, the Dr. Mark Method. We've taken 450 students through it. It's growing all the time. And things are just on the right track, which is really, really exciting. Our students are amazing. They're getting great results. How we're different from your conventional nutrition certification is we don't just teach you the science, which we do. We teach you how to apply it even more so, but we give you some of the business help around getting clients, how to coach them, how to apply what you know, that type of stuff. So it allows you not just to become confident about nutrition, but to actually start coaching people and to grow a business as well. So welcome to what we're all about. I'm excited to chat with you as well tomorrow, Tanya. Tanya's going to jump on our open house call. That's just going to be an introduction into what we do within the coaching program, some of the strategies that we use, how we help our students, that kind of stuff. If you guys are interested in that, we probably have, I'm going to go check in a second how many we have left, but here is the registration link as well. want to keep it small enough so that people can actually ask questions. And there'll be many people on live because we're going to do an exclusive bonus within that as well. What questions you guys got though? Let's see. What am I up to here? Let's see. Are people taking action? Oh yeah, I got 2 more, which means there's 3 more left. Jay Miracle 15 says, "Hey Jay, thanks for tuning in. I'm about to take and pass my NASM exam. That's the confidence we like to hear. I want to start by becoming my own nutrition coach. What would be a good way to go about this? Goals, assessments, that type of stuff." Being self-coached is an amazing endeavor. I will say this though, coaching yourself could be even harder than coaching someone else. So just keep that in mind, because it's just easier to, even if you are super confident, to second guess your decisions and what you need to be doing. Do you go too hard? Do you go not hard enough? Are you being too tough on yourself? Do you need to see, other things as wins and that type of stuff? So just keep that in mind. But yeah, get a sense of what your goals are. Set some more strict timelines. That's what I love. I love timelines, or like events or specific things, because they allow us to start to create a more firm structure around stuff, which is like, I want to lose X amount of weight. I want to gain this much muscle. I want to train or compete for this. I have this type of event. Like, being more strict around that stuff will allow you to come up with a plan and create a plan. But from then, probably some more non-negotiables on how to coach yourself is making sure that you have a set check-in time around, like, this is when you'll sit back and assess how things have went over the last, I would do this on a weekly basis, put time in your calendar, take a step back, look how things have went and kind of go from there. That's would be some of the stuff that I start out doing. Cool. Hope that makes sense. What other questions we got? If you're watching the replay, get your questions in. Tomorrow morning, I'll raffle off our entire nutrition coaching system. Then I will, on our community board on YouTube, I will do a Loom video with the actual random name generator and put a raffle up there and let you know who got it. I'll tag you in there as well. Let's go J Miracle 15. I'll find you. Yeah, look, see, this is what's so cool. Jay saying, "I'm about to take this exam." Takuma saying, "Hope you pass, Jay. I just passed the CNC earlier this year. Congrats to you as well." Just people, nutrition coaches, hanging out here on the internet. It's the coolest thing. Sometimes this stuff, especially online, can be isolating. So it's nice to have other people around you that are doing this stuff. If there's not any questions for today, tune in tomorrow. Check out stuff. I'll tag you. And then go from, I'm about to take and pass my NASM exam. Did you do it during the call? I'm just kidding. Sign up for that open house tomorrow. For many of you, I have conviction around this is the best next step for your business, without a doubt. The easy thing you do to get ahead is invest in yourself. And we have a coaching program that'll allow you to get there. So take this first step, come check out what we're all about, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Let me know if there's anything else for today, guys, and we'll leave her there. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.